TikToker shamed after sleeping with 22 guys on 10-day vacation to get over her ex. Probably saw this viral video going around. This girl bragging about having slept with 22 men in 10 days while she was in France. And she was saying that she probably wasn't going to get number 23, but judging by the way that she looks, I think it would have been pretty easy for her to get 23 or even 30 by the time that she left France, even if it was only a few hours from her departure time. So I want to talk about this. The viral video went out a few weeks ago. Now, before we get into this article, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed. Now, this article is from the New York Post by Rebecca Scanlon. I bet Rebecca Scanlon is going to agree with this girl's strong, independent spirit of being promiscuous, having any guy in her that she wants whenever she wants it. An Australian woman who bedded 22 men during a recent 10-day vacation has shared her horror of being horrifically shamed online. It's not just shamed, by the way. If you're not looking at the screen, there's an S word before the word shamed. I'm sure you can figure out what that word is. And you know, where are your values at? If you think it's acceptable just to go around and find a bunch of randos that you're never going to see again. They're in a foreign country. I mean, this is like the lowest. This is nearly the lowest of the low for promiscuity. It could be lower, but I don't know. Who knows what she did? I mean, like 10 of those 22 guys could happen in one day at the same time, you know, roughly. The same incident. Her name is Taylor Madison. She is a sex worker from Newcastle, where there you go, who has amassed a following detailing her life as an adult content creator. After experiencing a recent breakup, Madison jetted off to Europe, later revealing in a video that she'd slept with multiple men to get over her ex. If you're a sex worker, why do you need to get over your ex? And did your ex break up with you because he found out that you were doing this type of work? But you're used to just getting randos. So why would this be some sort of relief for you when you lost your ex? Or did you break up with him? And then again, why would this be some sort of relief for you when you broke up with your ex? I don't understand. Her candid admission quickly went viral after it was shared by a self-titled woke influencer who dishes controversial dating advice to men about how to treat women. I'd like to know what that controversial dating advice is, honestly. I really would. It's like, make sure that she doesn't dress in a revealing manner when she goes out. She doesn't get to have girls' night. You're the only man in her life. It's, you know, these things that are like just standard ways of operating if you want to be in a long-term relationship. But these women are like, oh, it's controversial. I don't know what, I mean, maybe it is truly controversial, whatever this person is saying, because I don't know who the woke influencer is. It wasn't me. I would admit it if it was. This is a video. We can watch that in a moment here. Let's read this last paragraph. Freddie MC, who had almost 1 million followers across Instagram and TikTok, shared his thoughts on Madison's video, outrageously claiming that her antics made her a disgrace to her whole bloodline. Yes, they do. They do. How is this an outrageous claim? A woman just behaved in a way that is completely inappropriate, but it's supposed to be stunning and brave. It's stunning and brave because she's taking control of her sexuality. It's not a man's sexuality that is influencing her. It's her own. But all these women are like, we want to be like men. Let's go ahead and sleep around. But men don't get to sleep around. How many of you out there watching this video have had the opportunity to just go out and sleep with a bunch of different women? Probably not very many of you. Let's go ahead and take a look at the video.
I left my boyfriend and I've been traveling for 10 days and I've slept with 22 people in that 10 days. My goal was 20 and I just hit 22 this morning. It's 1 p.m. now here in Paris and I need to check out because I'm going home. I really doubt I'm going to get another one on the board, either on the plane or like on my layover. So I think 22 is where we're going to cap it out. But how did I go?
The world is ready for the asteroid to hit. At this point, we need to fucking welcome it there. 22 bodies in 10 days, and she's open to get more. Yo, deep that's somebody's daughter. Unlucky. What she doesn't understand is, she's not hating her ex, she's hating her own fucking father there. She's a disgrace to a whole fucking bloodline. Crazy. She'll be the type of bird when she's 30, 35. No man wants me. Yeah, cause you've been fucking ran through there, know what I'm saying? She's for the fucking streets. Stay woke in these streets there. Big brr.
No, there you go. So she broke up with her ex. She said it right there. Why is it that you need to get over somebody that you broke up with? That doesn't make sense to me. Every time I broke up with a girl, I was like, I don't need another girl right now. I'm good. I'll go find somebody in a few days. Not right now. And it wasn't about hooking up either. It was about finding a new relationship for me. I was always like, this whole process is about finding a life partner. It's not about finding somebody to have sex with. That's part of the deal. But Overall, it's about finding a life partner. Wow. What ensued was a cruel and disturbing avalanche of hate toward the 25-year-old from men who branded it evidence that we're dealing with the worst generation of women in history. I'm sorry. Would you call it something different? Now, the sleeping around thing is nothing new. I'm going to get into that here. My father graduated high school in 1950. I am his youngest child. My older siblings are old enough to be my parents. So he had quite a few women in his life. Married 3 times. And he slept around. So this is nothing new. Madison told news.com.au she's used to being criticized due to the nature of her work, but said this onslaught felt like an attack on her for being a woman who is open about her sexuality. No, you're not open about your sexuality. You're open about being a rototiller, which is something you should be ashamed of if you do it at all. But you should never do it. You should just not, I'm not going to be a rototiller. Look, she's an attractive woman. She could find a Chad tomorrow and settle down and get married and have a family. Does she think that she's going to be able to ride the baloney pony for the next 50 years? She's not going to be able to. She's going to have to eventually stop because men aren't going to want to be with her anymore. It's just that simple. So you might want to tie down that loving relationship as early as possible. I try to block out most of the negativity, but on this scale, it's hard to ignore, she said. She says here under the caption under this image of her in front of the Eiffel Tower, luckiest, okay? I don't know what the symbol means. Maybe the symbol means something. I don't know. I think being called a disgrace is harsh. No, it's not. That's not harsh at all. Be called a disgrace. Wow, that's like the least insulting thing you could say to somebody. You're a disgrace. If it was a guy who posted this video, him and his mates would be high-fiving each other and cheering about it. Not necessarily. A lot of men feel that this is inappropriate behavior for men too, but we all know the reason why it's not frowned upon when a man does it, because the playing field isn't level.
So fix the playing field, damn it!
It's easy for a woman who is attractive as this one to get 22 men in 10 days. But oh, by the way, those 22 men, you know they all raw dogged it. All of them. All of it. Strangers from a strange land. Good luck. It's extremely sad to see these kinds of double standards are still here in 2024. Again, it's not a double standard. The playing field is not level. If the playing field were level, then it would be a double standard. But this woman, looking at her right here, this is not a good picture of her, by the way. She looks terrible in this picture. She's wearing frumpy clothes, and she has a stupid look on her face, and her hair looks like it needs to be brushed. But looking as bad as she does in this picture, she can go out and still get 22 men in 10 days. Any of you men out there watching this video, leave a comment down below. Can you get 22 women in 10 days? You probably won't leave that comment even if you have done that, or could do that. While you may be quick to brush off claims of sexual double standards, research shows that women and men are held to different rules of sexual conduct by society. Right, because the playing field is not level. It's not a double standard. If the playing field were perfectly level, then it would be a double standard. But the playing field is not level. So stupid.
So fix the playing field, damn it!
And we tried to fix the playing field. We did it for centuries. Women were supposed to be chaste. Everybody was supposed to be chaste, actually, but women more so than men. A study published in the National Library of Medicine found that greater numbers of sexual partners are positively correlated with boys' peer acceptance, but negatively correlated with girls' peer acceptance among younger generations. And whose fault is that? Because I don't consider women my own age to be my peers. I consider men my own age to be my peers. So, in other words, women are being shamed by other women. Oh, not my fault. Why are you looking at boys? Males tend to be rewarded and praised for constant sexual activity, whereas females are stigmatized for these behaviors, yes. Because men actually have to work to get inside of women. You can't wife a girl who loves attention from other men. Stay woke. Let's see if there's a video here. All right, so I cut that video because it was just shots of him making hand gestures, and there was music in the background. I don't know if that music is copyrighted. It's not worth watching the video, trust me. Take my advice, live a better life. Yeah, that's good advice. Men will never ever have to experience this kind of judgment or know what it's like to be called a garden tool, Madison shared. Men do get shamed for this. Okay, but maybe don't behave this way and you won't have these problems. I mean, you chose this. It's not like this accidentally happened. If you had been violated by 22 men, nobody would be sitting here going, yeah, you're a garden tool. Get out of here with that. I would never sit there and make a video about someone else's life calling them names. Okay, good for you. But I bet you would, because you're going through all this to say, look how bad men are. They're so mean to me. Indeed, comments made regarding Madison's body count were far from flowery, often teetering toward bullying, while all were laden with misogyny. But it's misogynistic to say, you know what, you should probably find somebody to settle down and marry and then have children with that person. That's misogynistic for me to say that. So I don't see any, I'm sure there's nothing laden with misogyny here. One man who shared Freddie MC's video on X wrote, "Imagine making it your mission in life to sleep with every man you run into, posting it on the internet and expecting praise for it." Yeah, that's a very good point of view. It's like, oh, I just did something that any attractive girl can do, and I'm supposed to get praise for it. It's like going to the refrigerator here in the United States and pulling out a snack. I ate 22 snacks in 10 days. 22 refrigerated candy bars. I ate 22 of them in 10 days. Okay, good for you. But that's not even as bad as this, because with the candy bar, at least you're getting some nutrients out of it. Whereas this woman is going around, like if this had been 100 years ago and she had done this, then she would have been called a professional. And probably rightly so. But she's a professional. She admits it. She's a sex worker. But we're supposed to accept that as real work, even though sexual harassment is illegal at workplaces. Wrap your head around that one. How is it that if sex work is legal and legit and real work, I can't go to my subordinate and say, hey, if you want a promotion, this is what you get to do? I don't understand it. Whatever. The post garnered more than 5.1 million views and was flooded with comments, many too offensive to publish. That boyfriend really dodged a bullet, one claimed. Yeah, he did. In 15 years, she'll be posting a video about how hard it is to find a husband. Yep. Oh, he raged. Another rage. He raged. Urgh. I don't see an exclamation point there. I see a comma at the end of his sentence. Was there more to that sentence that you cut off? Or are you elaborating on his feelings? However, many leaped to her defense, pointing out that the comments would be more positive if it was a man. Again, we've talked about this. Not a level playing field. Thankfully, Madison has developed a thick skin, largely due to the fact that she cops nasty comments about her profession every single day. Well, why are you in that profession if you don't like these nasty comments, these so-called nasty comments, which are not even freaking nasty? I mean, what did they say up here? In 15 years, she'll be posting a video about how hard it is to find a husband. That's nasty. Sex is just a part of life. I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of. Anything to be ashamed about. My loved ones know me and know what kind of person I am in real life. My online content is just there to build my business, she explained. Yeah, sex is actually a big part of life. It's not as big of a deal these days as it was in the past, although it should be a bigger deal than it is today, because we see people flippantly having children out there without a stable family to bring those children up in, and then we see, hey, look, a rise in crime. The country is starting to fall apart. Wow, what a coincidence. I've always been an open book about everything, about anything in life, and I like my social media to be a reflection of that. So there's not much that's off limits, clearly. Every single day, there is a man who has a problem with what I do for work or what I choose to post. Yeah, I mean, you can be bothered by what she does. Like, I'm bothered by it. I'm not going to go find her social media and make comments on it. 'Cause it's like, okay, what is she going to listen to me? And if I start attacking her, she's just definitely going to become more and more entrenched in her point of view. You can't address a situation by going, that's wrong, right into somebody's face, because they're going to, no, I'm right. I'm never wrong. Because that's how people feel that they're always right. So just having that confrontation with them is not going to change their mind. I am not normally one to stereotype, but it is always middle-aged men who are in relationships. Exactly, because they know better. They know what you're doing is wrong. The young entrepreneur who previously went viral when she discovered her stepdad subscribed to her online business also revealed her ex is aware of her escapades following their breakup and was fine with it. Yeah, because he's like, okay, well, she dumped me, and now I find out that she's doing this, or I knew all along, and I was like happy the relationship ended, and I didn't know how to get out of it, so it's a good thing that she ended it. I didn't have to worry about it. And he's moved on. I mean, what can he do? It's like, he's probably inside going, wow, that woman is trash, and I'm glad I'm not with her anymore, like I am. But he's not going to put that out for the world to see. It's like, whatever. I mean, there's plenty of women who've done this through the years. Nothing I can do to change it. He knows the ins and outs of my job. Oh, yes, the literal ins and outs of her job. And my life, and thinks it's hilarious, Madison said. Yeah, he's probably thinks it's hilarious in an ironic way. He hates to see the negative comments and the way people treat me, but at the end of the day, he knows me in real life, and we can completely detach from the drama. He's your ex. Why are you spending so much time with him? Why is he spending time with you? Ugh. She also declared that the backlash had done little to quell her appetite to bed multiple partners. I'm going to continue whether you like it or not. I imagine you are. Hey, do we got comments down here? What do you know? We got comments. Men's comments all were laden with misogyny. We're dealing with 304 mentality that demands acceptance. They demand marriage too. Good luck with that. All the data shows the more sexual partners, the more likely women can't keep a marriage. Inescapable reality and why morality casts women. Morality/chaste women are valued. I think it's supposed to be moral or morally. It certainly isn't misogyny for a man not to want a woman who places absolutely no value on herself, plus with venereal diseases rampant. Right, we just did that video about the girl getting the herpes a few weeks ago. It's like, what, 10%, roughly 10% of the population has the herpes. And she went out and was with 22 men. Like 2 of those men probably have the herpes. Wow. She could very well have that now. But yeah, this is what it's not misogyny to go, hey, look, I don't want a girl who sleeps around. I want a girl who values this thing that we're supposed to be sharing exclusively with each other. We're not supposed to be doing it with everybody that comes along, everybody that we're attracted to, everybody that gives us the opportunity. We're supposed to be doing it with each other. You think that married people don't have the opportunity to cheat and then don't put themselves in that situation? That's kind of like how it works. Is when somebody is coming on to you and you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to be alone with that person because things are going to happen, right? There's a lot of comments down here. Okay, so we got TG says, double standard. She is free to do what she wants, but 22 in that short amount of time. Chances are he did more than one on a few sessions. Yeah, chances are she, I think it's what supposed to say. Chances are she did more than one in one session. Yeah, chances are there's a good possibility that she did. And then Bob the Builder says, this ain't the Middle East, so she is free from punishment, but she is not free from judgment. That's right. Consequence culture, right? That's what we live in now. So she's free to get judged now. We'll talk about the hookup culture. As I mentioned, my father, having graduated in 1950, he used to sit around with his high school buddies, and they would talk about all the women they had in high school. Because, hey, barrier protection was available then, because, the birth control pill did not come out until the 1960s. The thing that they had to worry about was getting people pregnant. They didn't really have to worry about diseases because there weren't that many diseases. And a lot of them were infections, so you get those cured with a little pill, right? But the point is women have been doing this for nearly 100 years at least, because my father talked about, he went to high school in the 40s, right? So he was sleeping around then. Now, the difference is when my father was getting married, he got married in the 50s, and then he got married again in 1970. And my mother was not a garden tool. That's the thing. So these are the types of women he was marrying, types of women he was sleeping with when he was in high school. Different story. But the thing is in those days, of course, a woman, she had to make a choice. Do you want to earn a lot of money or do you want to have a family? You can't do both. And that's true today too, but it's not as true. And it's not frowned upon by society. Like, a woman trying to have it all today is like, oh, that's fine, whatever. But back in those days, a woman, there's no way, you can't have it all. First off, you couldn't climb the corporate ladder if you're a woman, so you had to make it on your own, and you had to do something where somebody's not scrutinizing you by your gender. They wouldn't even know your gender. Like, you had to write books maybe under a pseudonym or something. Even if you wrote books under your real name or under a female name, you could still sell a lot of books and make a lot of money. That was more than possible. There were plenty of women, female authors back in those days. There's plenty of female performers back in those days who are making bank, right? But most of those women did not then have family, did not have children. Although a lot of them did because they were behind the scenes, or even if they were in the public eye, they still did. But it was considered like novel or kitsch or whatever. It was like it was seen as something weird or out of the ordinary or different somehow. Whereas we had these traditional values of, hey, women should settle down, get married, and have a family, because that's how you perpetuate the human race. Nowadays, it's all like, oh, just free love and sex and just do whatever you want to and have as many kids with as many different people as you want to, and nobody cares and nobody knows who the father is because that doesn't matter. And that's a BS. Look what's happening in the world. The country is burning down. We're going into World War III because of these lax morals. This whole, like, anything goes, just do whatever you want to do. It's fine. Just be whoever you want to be. It doesn't really matter. So I didn't mean to leave it on this picture. You guys are all getting a good show there from that picture. Don't leave it on that one. That one's ugly. There you go. She's cute in that one. Anyway. So that was what was going on back in those days, and why things were different. It wasn't women slept around, people understood women were going to have sex. Of course, there was the shotgun wedding thing. If you got pregnant, guess what? You're getting married. Women didn't have children out of wedlock typically. That was very atypical. Now it's like the thing to do. It's like, Like something like 40% of children live in fatherless homes today. What the hell is this? What the hell is wrong with this world? We're just like, oh yeah, we don't need to have like a stable family to raise children in. It's fine. They'll turn out fine. So anyway, I don't know what to tell you other than keep your damn pants on, ladies. If you want to have a man, if you want to have a good man in your life, what are you doing? You can't expect a good man to come along and want to be with you if you're going to be doing this sort of stuff. But that's, I guess I'm a misogynist for saying that, right? That's how it works. Anyway, thank you for watching. Now, here's your palate cleanser. Enjoy.
Dale, perro, tu